Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. I hope you had a refreshing break because I have a lot of exciting information to talk about this afternoon. I have the pleasure of telling you what's happening in our benefits program and what's new for 2021. My name is Keith Dickey, and my role at the Board of Pensions is vendor and management and product lead. And the work I do is involved in leading and supporting the development of healthcare programs, including programs like the Health and Pharmacy Plan, including the Vision and Dental Program, and HSA and FSA spending accounts. Now, while the pension program is our organization's namesake, the board has offered a full suite of benefits, including retirement, death and disability, and health care programs for over 30,000 individuals and families annually since 1987. But as an agency of the church, our staff at the board here in Philadelphia and nationwide totals only about 190 individuals, which means we need to partner with experts and best-in-class organizations to provide the resources needed to run the benefits program. My role as product and vendor manager is to ensure that we have good working relationships with our partners like Highmark and Optum, and I build those meaningful relationships with them. I get to talk to these organizations daily. I get to talk to individuals on their teams every day, and we have real relationships, and they build real partnerships. They share with me their vacation plans, where their children plan on attending college, and I get to share stories about my family. And this is important because these partnerships ensure that together, our organizations continue to meet the needs of members, families, and employer organizations. And today, I'm excited to share with you some of the narrative about how our benefits program came to be and evolved over time, and also a brief overview of current offerings before covering what's new for 2021. And I thank you for your time this afternoon. So early on in board history, the benefits were truly designed with pastors and ministers in mind. The original benefit was a single national offering that bundled several benefits together. The pension, death and disability, and the medical plans were all part of a combined offering. If you were a Board of Pensions member, you were enrolled in all three, full stop. This was quite a one-size-fits-all package. But in the early 2000s, the benefit offerings evolved to serve a broader community of not only churches, but non-church organizations as well. And this program became known as the Affiliated Benefits Program. Some of you may be familiar with this program. This allowed employers to purchase medical and disability benefits separately from the pension for the first time. This change led to the development of what's called menu options, which was done to address concerns of affordability and lack of flexibility for non-church employers. And over the past 5 years, the board has evolved its suite of menu options quite significantly. The menu options now include a robust health program with 3 medical plans and other recently added benefits, a financial protection program that includes term life and disability benefits, tax advantage spending accounts to support health care and child care spending, and a retirement program that includes the defined benefit pension and the 403B savings plan. Now, this evolution was a true exercise in listening and learning. Linda, Catherine, and CJ were essential partners because they worked hard to understand the needs of affiliated employers like yourselves. And input from their conversations with you guided our decision making. We also worked closely with expert consultants to understand market trends. We worked with other church group partners to gain from their experiences and build best practices. We engaged the industry through conferences and working groups, and we brought our business partners together through a series of planning sessions to coordinate service delivery. And before the implementation of any new programs, our leadership team works closely with a board of directors for approval of our plans. And the board of directors process is unique because members of the board are made up of not only active pastors, but individuals across a wide range of diverse backgrounds. Some of you may even be a board member today or have been one in the past. And this unique relationship with the board allows for a level of transparency and alignment that is important to us. And the benefit offerings continue to evolve today. New for 2021, we are proud to announce the launch of temporary disability and long-term disability plans along with our new Minister's Choice program. The current offerings are now dynamic, and they are designed for a broad community while maintaining our culture and values that are important. And I'm going to share more about the current programs. The 2021 Benefits Plan has more benefits and more choice than ever before. The plan continues to provide a variety of programs, allowing the board to serve more members of our shared community. And we have now organized the benefits plan into 4 programs: retirement, health, financial protection, and tax-advantaged accounts. Now, there were no major changes made to already existing benefits, but there are some enhancements that I will discuss later. And one key takeaway: as we talk through everything today, it's important to note that all aspects of the benefits plan continue to be supported by solid stewardship, experienced oversight and administration, and the board's signature financial stability. And before we talk through what is new for 2021 in more detail, I'm going to spend some time discussing what's returning. First, our retirements program. You are likely familiar with the Board of Pensions' traditional defined pension plan, which has a rich history of continued growth and benefits paid. It's a fully funded pension that provides benefits to more members than there are members contributing today. Also included in the retirement programs is the 403(b) savings plan. This plan helps improve participants' readiness for retirement while saving on a tax-advantaged basis. And we are quite proud of the low fees offered through this program, which compare favorably to market comparisons. Investment options include funds that range from fossil-free global environment and socially responsible investment options, as well as target date funds. And we partner with Fidelity to administer the benefit and provide members with the tools and resources they need, including brokerage windows and managed accounts. Our health programs. We offer a range of options here, and I'm going to call out a few specifically. There are now 3 medical plans in our offering today: the PPO, the EPO, and the HSA Qualified High Deductible Health Plan, or HDHP, which can all be offered as options for your employees to help meet their health needs while maintaining their budget goals. We work closely with Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield to manage the network of physicians and adjudicate medical claims for this plan, and also with Optum Rx to provide prescription drug benefits. Also, the Vision Eyewear benefit, which was recently added in 2019 and met with a lot of excitement. There was a great enrollment and satisfaction results in the first year. It quickly became a popular benefit. And we partner with VSP for the administration of vision benefits. And the EAP, which is part of the medical plan, and you've heard some of this earlier before today, but the EAP can be called upon during a variety of life scenarios employees may experience, and provides a tangible way to demonstrate as an employer that you are invested in emotional and mental well-being. Ultimately, the EAP supports employees in resolving situations that may distract from day-to-day duties, and we work with Cigna to administer the EAP. The board's financial protection program. These benefits provide employees and their families with financial security at vulnerable times, and we offer a range of benefits. The death and disability plan includes salary continuation, a lump sum death benefit, a living need benefit, and a children's education benefit. Frankly, this is rich coverage that cannot be found in the marketplace. And we have some new benefits for 2021. Temporary disability and long-term disability, which I will cover in just a minute. And our 4th program, tax-advantaged accounts, or personal spending accounts as you may know them. They include flexible spending accounts and a health savings account. The Healthcare Flexible Spending Account provides account holders with access to tax-free funds that can be used for eligible healthcare expenses and can be offered on a standalone basis. The Dependent Care Flexible Spending Account reimburses account holders for child care services up to $5,000 of tax-free funds. This Dependent Care FSA is also offered on a standalone basis. And the Health Savings Account or HSA, provides members who are enrolled in the board's high-deductible health plan with access to a tax-advantaged account that is fully owned by the member, even if they are no longer enrolled in the board's high-deductible health plan. And as an employer, you can also contribute to a member's HSA, and contributions that you provide are considered a tax write-off. And now for what's new in 2021. And my most exciting part of today's presentation, and what I consider the biggest benefits announcement that I have, the board has decided to change from Optum Rx to Express Scripts to provide prescription drug benefits. Recently, the board worked closely with our church partners to conduct a nationwide best-in-class evaluation of prescription drug providers and made the decision to partner with Express Scripts beginning January 1st, 2021. We made this decision because we have reached the end of our contract with Optum Rx, and this offered an opportunity for us to ensure we continue to work with the prescription drug provider who best meets the needs of our members. And this was accomplished through that market evaluation. We are confident Express Scripts will bring quality services, long-term plan affordability, and a comprehensive drug formulary to the table. When making the decision to engage Express Scripts or any new business partner, the board's first consideration is always our members. And many of you remember Express Scripts from our prior relationship with them. And we understand some members may have had negative experiences in the past. And with that in mind, our team has spent a great deal of time working with Express Scripts to ensure steps are in place to provide members with outstanding service. Many of our church plan partners today work with Express Scripts and have for many years. And that tenure has built competency in servicing church plans like ours. We spent weeks and months with our church plan partners discussing their experience with Express Scripts to ensure we're making the right decision for members. We also had many discussions with each of the teams across Express Scripts organization that will be working directly with members and with us on aspects of plan management. We spoke to their leadership team, including Express Scripts CEO Tim Wentworth, on leadership and executive presence throughout our partnership. And through all of the tough questions we asked, all of the time we spent being critical of Express Scripts, I'm excited to tell you that they have met and exceeded board standards of quality and showed a genuine care about us returning to them as partners. They're excited to support board members again, and quite frankly, they feel like they have something to prove. As a prescription drug provider, Express Scripts offers a different drug formulary list than Optum Rx, which means there will be changes to the list of currently covered drugs. While the drug formulary is changing, the benefits for prescription drugs will continue without any changes to our PPO, EPO, or HDHP benefit plans. So members' out-of-pocket costs for drugs will remain roughly the same. And I want to ensure you that disruption to members due to a change in drug coverage was certainly in our minds as we made this decision. And of all the partners we evaluated, Express Scripts drug formulary offered the least amount of disruption to members. We understand drug changes can cause anxiety and create a burden for employers. And we are prepared to partner with you, answer questions from employees, and ensure they have the support they need to navigate change. In early November, during the time members are electing benefits, Express Scripts will mail personalized letters to members experiencing a change in their drug coverage, notifying them of the change and providing a list of drug alternatives to discuss with their physician. And formulary updates happen annually whether or not we change prescription providers. And each time that formulary is updated, members will have a similar experience. They'll be notified months in advance and provided with a list of alternative options. And regarding member communications, which we are planning a lot of, I want you to know a news story covering Express Scripts was published on pensions.org on August 7th. The annual enrollment toolkit will feature a Q&A and is coming in September, along with a member prescription delivery flyer, along with a member registration flyer. Another news story and annual enrollment letters will be delivered later in October. And of course, information will be included as part of the content on the member enrollment site when they log in October to elect benefits. And once members' enrollments are finalized and updated for 2021, Express Scripts will be delivering welcome kits to each member, and that will include their unique Express Scripts prescription drug ID card. This will arrive in December. And of course, in the meantime, our call center is available to help answer employee questions and assist employers in preparing for this change. We are excited about this change, and I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to discuss it with you here today. And we look forward to a long and successful partnership with Express Scripts together, with the understanding that we need to now demonstrate why this was the right decision for our members. I invite you to contact us with any questions regarding this change. We're here for you. And next are some new additions to the Board of Pensions financial protection programs, the temporary disability plan and the long-term disability plan, which will be offered in addition to the current disability benefits to provide greater choice and flexibility. Our temporary disability plan. Our new plan provides protection in the event of a short-term disability. It provides employees with a partial income for up to 90 days after a 14-day waiting period. Available for the 2021 plan year, the temporary disability plan is available to offer employees working at least 20 hours or more per week. And when this coverage is combined with the long-term disability plan, employees are provided with comprehensive financial protection should they become unable to work. And this long-term disability benefit offers financial protection for employees with a long-term disability that extends beyond 90 days. This plan can be provided to employees working at least 20 hours per week and is fully paid by the employer. Our new benefits package for ministers, called Minister's Choice. We know that many of you have pastors and ministers at your organization, and beginning on January 1st, 2021, the board will offer a new benefits package for ministers that are not installed pastors and are not enrolled in pastors' participation. Minister's Choice is a benefits package designed to provide important financial protection for ministers while opening the door to the board's education and assistance programs. And the difference between the traditional pastor's participation and Minister's Choice is that Minister's Choice does not include medical coverage. This offering continues the financial protection programs, including the Defined Benefit Pension Plan, Death and Disability Plan, and Temporary Disability Plan, while allowing for greater flexibility in medical plan choice, perhaps through a spouse's plan or a plan through the exchange. The program also maintains access to familiar programs like Minister Educational Debt Assistance, Healthy Pastors, Healthy Congregations, and others. It also includes access to the EAP, which was previously only available if you were enrolled in the medical plan. And we created this program for several reasons, mainly to engage with our community of ministers more closely in a way that is meaningful. Did you know that when ordained ministers are not enrolled in benefits, they experience a higher rate of turnover? It's reasons like this and others that drove us to create this program. There is no commercially available benefit that can reproduce the protection offered through Minister's Choice. And now, for the first time, ministers not enrolled in pastors' participation will have the flexibility in medical plan choice, but access to financial protection and educational programs that matter. And the cost for this program is 10% of effective salary. We look forward to the launch of this program and invite you to contact us with any questions. And last, and what's new for 2021, are some other benefit enhancements, including lower total out-of-pocket maximums in our medical plan, a new dental rate structure, and enhancements to the term life plan. Lower total out-of-pocket maximums for the medical plan. The Board of Pensions is happy to announce the total out-of-pocket maximums in all three of our plans, PPO, EPO, and HDHP, are lowered for 2021, as indicated on the right-hand column of this chart on the screen. We understand that medical maximums have been an area of concern in the past, And through strong financial stewardship of the medical plan, we have achieved lowering these maximums to $5,000 for an individual and $10,000 for families. This limit maintains plans' affordability while providing additional financial protection for members who need it the most. State-based dental pricing, also new for 2021, is a state-based dental pricing structure. Up until now, the dental plan has been offered at the same rate nationally, which quite frankly made us too expensive in certain markets. And with this updated rate structure, the dental plan is now priced to align more closely to regional market standards. This allows the board to offer dental coverage in areas where price may have been a barrier previously. And these new rates are loaded into EDS, which you will see when electing benefits for 2021 plan year. And the term life benefit enhancements. The last item on here is the term life plan, which has also been enhanced. It now offers the same low-cost coverage as the 2021 benefits, but now with an additional feature. Employers can choose to offer an income-based benefit at 1 times a member's salary, up to a maximum of $50,000. And the fixed amount term life benefit will continue the same coverage with benefits up to $50,000 as well. Rates are not based on age, and no evidence of insurability is required at any time for either plan. And that brings me to the end of my time on this segment. I want to thank you for sharing this time with me, and I look forward to partnering with you in the future of our benefits plan. At this point, Catherine will take us through steps we should take following today's event before we come back and answer a few questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith. That was a lot of really great information, and I'm sure each of you who have joined us today, it may not be the first time you've heard it, but I hope it was helpful and informative. And don't be surprised if I invite Keith to join us for our next meeting, because he covers it so eloquently and so well. Before I dive into sort of what you need to know and your next steps as you think about annual enrollment, I just want to take a moment and sort of acknowledge the fact that you as HR professionals and decision makers are really faced with some unique challenges this fall. Not only do you have to decide how to allocate your benefit budgets and which plans and programs you're going to offer, and then how you're going to communicate any of those changes to your employees, but you're doing all of that while also navigating a global pandemic, which, as we all know, is impacting organizations uniquely based on the industry you're in and your geographic region. As Linda mentioned, half of you shared with us in your registration, and thank you for taking the time to answer those questions, that you don't foresee offering or adjusting your organization's cost share, reducing your cost share next year for 2021. That means half of you do foresee reducing your organization's cost share in 2021. And that might look like a couple different things. Linda covered some of this in her presentation, and I know it came up in the Q&A, but you might be considering adjusting your employer cost share or your employee cost share. You might be looking to add another medical plan option for the first time. You might be looking to do both. I've also been in touch with some of you, and quite frankly, you're looking at ways the products and programs you offer through other business partners and vendors outside of the board. Maybe there's now products and programs at the board that you want to explore and see if it's a better financial fit or the plan design aligns with your company values. So there's a lot of decision making going on this summer and into this fall. And I just want to lift up and acknowledge each one of you who have joined us today, because I understand and I've heard firsthand sort of the weight of some of those decisions that's fallen to you as an individual and as a professional at your organization. In addition to the financial considerations that any organization needs to factor into their decision making, what I've heard from most of you is that what's equally important, if not more important, is any kind of potential impact that a benefits change might have on your employees. That's completely understandable. And one thing that I want to share is in all of my conversations and the conversations that my colleagues are having with your organizations, not one employer has come to me looking for insight or ways to save your organization money at the expense of your employees. And I call that out because I think that's a really unique and important way that each of you as leaders in your organization and decision makers are approaching your decision making this fall. In a time where financial hits are being experienced at so many businesses and unemployment is at a record high, I think it's really meaningful to acknowledge that each of you sees your employee benefits package as a reflection of the values of your organization. And so I want to sort of echo what some of my colleagues have shared today and just reassure you that you can count on the board. You can count on the board to bring our resources, our expertise, our commitment to service in order to help you as an employer live into your mission to support your employees. And so, as you approach your decision-making and planning process, my colleagues and I, we're here to help you. And if I may, I'm going to start by doing something very practical and letting you know what dates to make sure you have on your calendar. So first and foremost, this is the season, the time of year where we ask you to review your options for 2021. And that may seem straightforward to many of you, but I also can appreciate that many employers who know that they have to review their options are feeling very overwhelmed right now. I hope the information that we've shared with you today, that Keith went over in detail, was really helpful to you, sort of wrap your mind around some of the options on the table for you. We also have a wealth of information on Benefits Connect, pensions.org, but if that's a little too much for you, I encourage you to call us. Employer services, we're available to answer your calls 8:30 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you on Mountain Standard Time or out on the West Coast, if those time frames don't work for you, I encourage you to shoot me an email. We want to make sure that we get you the support and the answers you need in order to make decisions. Next, make sure you mark your calendar because employer agreements are due by Friday, October 9th. And this is important to note simply because it's that deadline and that timeline you'll be reminded of. But you'll want to make sure that you're making decisions and filling out your employer agreement and submitting your employer agreement timely. In fact, when I speak with a lot of you one-on-one, what I say to you is actually try to submit your agreement by the end of September. Submitting your agreement early does a couple of things. One, it guarantees that you have time should you have questions or need to make a change to go ahead and do that. But it also means that once your agreement is submitted, you can focus on sort of the third thing that I want to call out today, which is planning for your employees' experience during annual enrollment. So between October 26th and November 13th, your employees will need to log into Benefits Connect and make elections for next year. Now, the board always does this. We're going to continue to send your employees reminders about making elections, reminders about annual enrollment, reminders about their call to health deadlines. But you as an employer might also want to engage your employees differently this year. Because for many of your employees, the elections they make for 2021 could be more critical than ever. Last, we have 2 upcoming webinars we're really excited to share with you. These are planned for September, and I hope you'll each take time to register and attend these webinars. just to feel like you're better prepared to make decisions and head into the fall. The first webinar we're offering will be held on September 15th. This webinar will be hosted by John Matakovic. Many of you have heard from John before. You know who he is. John is our Vice President of Income Security, and he'll be reviewing some options available to you in our financial protection program. Now, even if you have business elsewhere with your disability products or you don't offer anything today, I encourage you to attend, because some of the things John's going to be talking about is why it might be important for an employer to consider some of their options to help their employees feel like they have the resources they need should something unexpected come up, as well as the resources they need to plan for future savings. The second webinar we'll be hosting in September is an annual enrollment best practice webinar. And I'll be honest, this webinar sort of evolved and blossomed from conversations that we've had with many of you directly. And this will be hosted by Yvette Russell Minor, our Director of Customer Engagement, and April Simmons, an Account Manager in Employer Services. Yvette and April are going to walk you through these timelines, decision-making process, but also the tools and resources that the board makes available to you throughout the year, but you'll find especially meaningful during annual enrollment to help engage your employees and help them make decisions this fall. So look for a webinar registration in the upcoming weeks. You can register for one or both, and I really look forward to seeing some of your feedback and hearing how you engage with these webinars and the information that you took away from them. With that, it's actually time for us to move into the Q&A portion of the event. And so Keith and I are going to, I think, take turns answering some questions that have come in, both in the registration process and also during today's presentation. So with that, I think I'll move into the Q&A.
Okay. I think I'm going to take this one,
Yeah,
Catherine.
please. Yep, you can go first.
Okay, so the question is, I currently get my medication through mail order. Will I have to get a new prescription? And that's a good question. The answer is that if a member has a remaining refill with Optum, there will be no need for a new prescription because refills will automatically transfer to Express Scripts home delivery. Members will be able to refill once needed through Express Scripts home delivery in the new year. Instructions on this will be included in the welcome kit delivered from Express Scripts. And if a refill is needed prior to the beginning of the year, they will continue to work with Optum Rx. Thank you, Catherine. Let's move on to the next question.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, the next question. We may need to reduce hours for some of our staff. Will that impact their benefits? Thank you for this question. This is actually a question I think we received quite a bit in the spring and over the summer, sort of in the early stages of the pandemic when employers weren't quite sure what their operations would look like. And so this is a question that we've been answering sort of on a rolling basis this year. So I'll share with you sort of where we're at in current state. If an employee is working and being paid even at a reduced schedule, the board is actually currently waiving the hours requirement to participate in the benefits plan. So for those members who were covered as full-time staff and receiving benefits at full-time, we've waived those hours requirements, and they'll continue their benefits even at the reduced hours. Some employers have also asked us a related question, sort of, what happens if I need to furlough staff? So furloughing staff without pay means the employer is no longer working and they're no longer receiving a paycheck. The board made a decision earlier this year, as everything was sort of evolving and we were getting this question more and more, that again, waiving those minimum hour requirements would mean if you had staff that were furloughed without pay because you're intending to bring them back at their full-time status, we would continue to waive that minimum hours requirement and they could continue their benefits. Now, obviously, if you need to lay off staff, that's a termination, and any benefits that they receive through the board would also then terminate at the end of the month in which they end their employment. And so I just call that out as a differentiator here. And those members who do find themselves terminated would have the option of continuing medical coverage on a self-pay basis through medical continuation. One last thing I'll note that's come up as folks are exploring their options, either reducing hours, et cetera, is if you're reducing salary or you're considering reducing salary, I encourage you to confirm that that salary is reflected in our system and Benefits Connect. Some of our benefits are billed as a percentage of the salary that that employee makes. And so if you've reduced salaries this year, I encourage you to reach out to Employer Services and just confirm that those salaries are reflected accurately in our system so that you're being invoiced in a manner that reflects those updated salaries. If you have other questions about reducing hours or your options or how that might impact employees, please call us. Our Employer Services team is equipped to answer this question that's probably pretty unique to your organization and anything that you have going on.
And Catherine, I think we had a written question on this same topic.
Oh.
And the question is something like, how long with the lifting of minimum hours worked for members to qualify for benefits to be extended? And if that was not answered by Catherine's great response, please contact us for further information. We will be happy to answer any additional questions. I'm going to move on to the next one here. And the question is, I heard pension dues are going down in 2021. Does that mean the benefit is decreasing? And the answer to that question is a resounding absolutely not. And I'm happy to say that because of the strong financial stewardship of the pensions plan, we are in a position to actually lower the dues while maintaining the same pension benefits that you're familiar with. And it's something we're really excited about and really proud of.
More good news. Okay, if I'm in a state that mandates temporary disability coverage, how does the temporary disability plan coordinate with the state plan? This is a great question. So currently 5 states have statutory disability benefit requirements in place. If you live in one of those states, you're probably aware of it, but it's California, Hawaii, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and Puerto Rico actually has mandatory temporary disability insurance requirements as well. So to answer the question, the temporary disability, should you offer that product through the board, that benefit would be offset by the amount of any state mandated benefits for which that employee is eligible. So the state mandated disability benefits do vary by state, and if you need help determining what that means or how that coverage might be affected if you were to offer the temporary disability plan, our business partner, Lincoln Financial Group, will actually have a webpage and resources available to you to answer some of these questions, both about state disability and paid family leave. Because in addition, there are a couple of states that have statutory paid family leave. And so it's important to note that any employees in these states where the paid family leave is required, they would receive the board's, if they were offered the temporary disability benefit, they would receive that benefit if they were out of work for their own disability or medical leave, not necessarily if they had a dependent who was out on leave, but they were then also taking the FMLA to care for that dependent. If you have other questions about some of those nuances around the new disability products and how they might work with your current plans or state mandates, that's something you can always reach out to us at the board to discuss, and we'll either be able to provide a response or work with our business partner, Lincoln Financial Group, to get you the response that you need to those questions in order to make an informed decision. And I think that's actually that was our last question. So I'm going to go ahead and move us right along in the schedule, which is bringing us to our closing. Before I close us in prayer, I just want to again extend my appreciation and my thanks to each of you for taking the time today to join us. Thank you for your partnership. It's been a strange year, and we are completely in your corner, and we appreciate the partnership that we have with each and every one of you. And so please be in touch. Let us know how we can serve and support you as we head into the fall. And with that, I'm going to close us with prayer. O beloved spring of mercy, call us, and no matter the path ahead, we will go with you. In strange cities of change and challenge, you will guard us and guide us. In meadows of beauty and grace, you will open our eyes to see. Through deserts of hardship, you will provide. In narrow passages of hurt and suffering, you will be present. In landscapes of loss and sorrow, you will be enough. When you lead us into the world's pain and move us to act for justice, you will be our nerve and our strength. When we step into the unknown, you are with us. You are the light in the darkness. Yes, even the darkness itself is you. O Holy One, lover, beloved, and the flowing of love, beckon, and we will go with you. Bless us and be with us as we look to the future and step into the present.